G'day, welcome to the continuing adventures of My Oxygen Not Included game, where we just try and survive as long as we can. So, thank you for the comments. I think that moving the refinery up is probably a good idea. I will put it here. So, what I want to work out is the amount of space that I need for it. So, it seems like I'm going to need the refinery, a reservoir, and a gas pump in there. So, we probably want to make a room. See a grid there. Sort of want one, two, it has to be at least 4 high for those guys. And then if we're having that guy, say, sit above them, then another 2. So if we went 4, 5, 6, 7 high, about that wide. So what's that? 8. 7 by 8. So if we made this the back wall of it, so we went 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So that's the wall. We then went 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then what we did is we want to do a water lock. This guy. So that part there doesn't much matter, so we'll just build there. Put a we'll leave that ladder there for now while we're getting the initial dig process done. Copy this guy and run him up there. We'll deconstruct that. We'll copy him, put him there. And then we will ask to dig out all of that too. The good news is that we're going to get a little bit of water in here by accident anyway. And so copy those and put... Wait, am I going low enough there? What did I do there? So there's one more, wasn't there? Let's go cancel those guys. Copy him, put him there, and then run down there. Yeah, getting to work with this thing. Alright, what we'll do as well is we'll copy this and just shift it slightly over. Once those ladders are built, we'll just rip this one out, but so don't want to trap anyone who's working in there. Very nice to get that much water in there to start with. We just copy this guy, flip him around, and rarely put him there. Or is that going to take too long to get the amount of liquid that's about? So if we said liquid water, priority 9, then ask them to mop all that. So mop that and that. Deconstruct that. And then copy that guy, put him there. And ask for this whole thing to be deconstructed. Top 2 of that one to be deconstructed. Yeah, alright, that's very slow going. That does not seem like that's how we're going to win the water shift here. Shame that we can't just sort of say, hey, go bucket out some water from here. Just go dump it in here for me. So let's ask them to dig out those 3. We'll cancel the build on those 2 for a moment, and then ask them to dig out those 4. Oh, they'll work it out anyway, I suppose. Now we have enough steel as well that we can start our other project that we're working on. So is that going to be enough space? Maybe what we should do is copy this and shift it that way. I don't know how they're going to go deconstructing this thing, so let's start it off with the top 2 and sort of work the way down this other one. Let's deconstruct that. Then what we'll do is we will deconstruct that. I need to get out of because these 2 guys. So let's go liquid bridge that way, and that way. Cross so many bridges just to get here. What's this being used for these days? Nothing? Wait, cancel that. We're looking at the plumbing again. We've got this that's getting pumped up that way from nowhere. Okay, so easier. We can just appropriate this this plumbing. So if we go plumbing, deconstruct that one, then we've just got to construct the 2 of those guys. Run him down that way. Deconstruct. Although, someone did suggest that what I could do is use this guy for this water. Come back to that once we've sorted out here. Okay, so we will go that guy that way, this guy that way. Those 2. And then we will deconstruct that there. Shift back to plumbing and we'll run this guy down to here. Good fan. And the next thing that we want to do is build some airflow tiles. A wolframite. Not on anyone's top priority list to head all the way up here. Not getting lower here, but at least we're getting water pumped in at the moment. Someone else pointed out for about the 6th or 7th time, because I don't listen, that this should be closed. That we don't want to be... What we're doing is we're pumping water in here that's too cold. That steam generator's not... like, this is never generating steam because it gets too cold before it... like, so it gets to this point where it gets really steamy. Then the room gets cold. And... or like, sorry, gets... needs water, and this guy starts pumping. So I'm trying to think if there's a way that I could, like, pivot that around, because I feel like what's going to happen now is that this water's going to keep getting steamy, but the room's not big enough that if this guy gets to keep going without more water going in there, he's going to start to crack, because he's going to overheat because he's not going to be underwater. I guess we'll have to wait and see. It's in place, so we can say enable that building. Now, ironically, not ironically, funnily, he's working on a an element sensor up here, so it means that because this room isn't full, he'll actually send water down that way. Now, the other thing was the suggestion of using this guy as a long-term hydrogen thing. I don't know, because, by the way, I have lost all of my fish. I don't know what caused them to die out. But basically, if I use this guy, then it means I'm using this water supply, which I don't have that, like... I mean, I've got more here, but it's not sort of unending. If I used it down here, that could potentially burn through this and then burn through my polluted water, which I seem to have more of than my my liquid water. Liquid water. Fresh water. You guys are still getting damage from what the heat of the area. Alright, we probably do need to keep an eye on what's going on down here to make sure that we don't flood. I mean, it's slow going. I think the last time I did this, we sped things up. I mean, it does seem to make sense that this goes through less of a process to be made than this does. But this will also drain if it's pumped continuously. Ah, that's the other thing. That it's meant to just be an auxiliary tank. I do find it crazy that water doesn't just become polluted water when it gets diluted with polluted water. Alright, so the next thing that we want to do is make a gas pump, and we'll put him there. Now, conveniently, let's deconstruct all of this. This could basically be where he needs to send things. We'll get rid of that one too. How are we doing? Has anyone headed up here and gotten rid of those two pieces of thing? Good. Deconstruct those two. In fact, let's just say deconstruct this whole thing, because I'll slowly build that and work their way up there. Great. So the next thing that we want to do is gas filter. White into thing. Yep, so that's the way we want that to go. And it will be gas pipe there, gas pipe there. Then you just out into the world. I probably don't really want to put you in that area because I've already got an overpressure section sort of pumping there. So is there anywhere a bit more removed from that I can have this guy go? I don't want to travel too far either. Let's just send him there. Oh, and let's deconstruct that with absolute emergency. Thank you. Now we have that old thing of the water is going to sort of drip out everywhere. Let's disable that guy. No real harm in that water sitting in those pipes, I suppose. Lovely to see that this is caught up. Yep, right, electricity. That yellow one's already strained. Just go off this guy then. Now the rule of this guy is going to be output 2 is natural gas. What's going on there? Is that those wires are literally straining, or is it just them being built? Being built. Overheat damage. Overload damage, sorry. Oh, because they're connected to that wire, of course. Alright, sorry, let's fix that. Conductive wire. Let's just declare this an emergency. Right, of course the pipe's blocked because we didn't build a high pressure vent. Build there. Also put that with the same emergency speed. Great, so these guys can start going. So, yeah, battery's going to die because they're using the current generator setup. So the idea here, and thank you for this great suggestion, is what I can do is if I just let these guys run for a while before I do anything else in this room, what they should hopefully do is create a vacuum in this room. And in doing that, will mean the only thing in this room is natural gas. That's going to bother me too much, so let's deconstruct that guy so someone can get in there and dig out that one. So with this guy, let's deconstruct that one. And then reconstruct once for now. See, this is what I mean. Like, this guy's just like gone full blown. No power consumers. Wait, are you actually getting power? No, you've maybe what I've got to do is just put some wheeze water around these guys just to try and like address the problems they're suffering. Although would the wheeze water even grow in that temperature? Minus 60 to 95, so seems like it will. So let's go dig that guy out. Let's chuck a planter box there and one there. Hopefully it's just that steam that was in this area that was is causing this to be so high. That last two wheeze water as well. It's gonna be slow going while I wait for the for this to get more effective. All of that's melting. And that's killing this as well. The fact that this guy can't stay powered. And I mean, I've sort of set myself up for a catch-22 that I won't rebuild it here until I've cleared this room of gas. And I can't clear this room of gas because I have no power because I haven't moved it yet. I mean, I suppose there's no real need for any of these. Let's just deconstruct that wall. Just have a nice, pretty little, like, sort of ledge that they can stand on there. This is so annoying that this keeps going. I feel like it was efficient for a long while there. Sort of lost it. Alright, cool. They got rid of that whole other one. Some stuff has collapsed on the bottom of it. What sort of temperature salt water can get to before it... actually, I wonder... I'm curious about that. If you put salt water, say, in here, and then you had the steam vent turn the thermo aqua tuner turn it to steam, would you actually separate the salt and the water? Getting up there, right? What do I need? 125? Really hit that X. Maybe that explains why I occasionally can't see anything. So maybe we need to deconstruct the two of these guys and reconstruct them with something more suitable for the temperature they're in. I don't think that needs to be a smart battery. I think it just needs to be a jumbo battery. Where does it go around? Big end towards the power. Oh. You know what? It doesn't make much sense to do it if I haven't even done the overheat. Let's cancel that. Cancel that. That jumbo battery copy, but we'll make you out of wolframite, I think. Yeah, your overheat temperature goes up with wolframite. I don't even know what wolframite is, but I just keep using it because the hopes that that never comes up as a problem. Iron or gold? I think possibly gold. What I've got more of at this point. That's made of steel, so that can get up to like 200 degrees before it's going to crack or anything. I suppose the only thing is it's not creating more steam. But I guess once this kicks in, then it should be almost like a perpetual motion of creating more steam. Is that room just too small for what I want it to do? It does look like this room is starting to empty out. Eventually it's going to complain that it's in a vacuum. Also construct the two of these. Everywhere seems to be evenly going down, which is good. Down into what, micro or CGs. For some reason it's just very satisfying to watch. Let's just clear this out. Oh, I was going to say it's empty. No, it's just run out of battery. I'll open this door. Why did someone go in here? Maybe I need to lock that door. I feel like if that room could stay powered for long, like constantly, even just dipping more liquid in there might actually help it anyway. guy doing? Was there? It seems to hold, but is that... I'll let it just sort of go until that room empties. It looks very empty. Fluttering along, and how are we going up here? Good. Stuff crashing into the surface. How is our vols going too, actually? Well, they are definitely multiplying. Gold thing there, does that mean that they're aim? See that these guys are complaining that they're starving. Does feel like a very dark way to make food, but oh, not in gas. Vacuum. Look at that. Created a vacuum. Right. So, let's copy this guy. We'll put him. There. It'll take a long time for me to make a decision on that one. This guy. Him. There. I'm gonna wait for these two to be built before... Oh, let's have a look at the piping and everything we've got for these guys. Did he need electricity? Yes, he did. That was coming from this cabling. So, guy next to him, did he need it? No. So let's run wire straight across here. And let's also deconstruct that guy. So funny that he's like working on it. Else is coming down to destroy it. Just wonder if I can I get all of this to sort of push up that tube. If I said deconstruct this guy. Let's put that in with some urgency. Probably also deconstruct that guy. That guy. Be neat to have this just sort of flow that way through it. So I don't want it still connected. So we'll deconstruct that one, forcing it to sort of leak out. Go copy, run to there, and cancel that one for a second. We don't want this to start pumping straight up here before we've sort of changed the route and synthesized it. Okay, so from here, we want this to flow into here. Then want this to flow into here. And then we want this to flow into there. So we'll just make that one step up just so we can deconstruct the one in between. Too far. Then we can say type in there. Then give this guy a priority of 8. I don't recall if there was a send a green signal when this less than 0% full. Say less than 30% full. Now we eagerly await someone down and using this thing. Anyone at all. Good point too. Let's deconstruct that. That. We're not going in there and doing that. Ah. Let's replace that with a fireball. To those ones. Got in there and then suddenly got hungry. Come on, someone get in there. Don't focus on that. Focus on... I mean, if nothing else, we can at least say, at least the... we've got the oil so much closer. So that this much of the journey's already done. Just now the tricky thing is keeping people in that room and keeping it going. As long as they're so much closer though, and they can sort of use the fire pole to get down and whip across, you can see that there's probably a bit significantly less amount of downtime. So I think that that is a nice upgrade, and I think that room is going to be great for capturing natural gas, which it looks like it already is. Since yeah, natural gas is now the only thing in that room. Waterlock, brilliant. Alright, any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. That'll do us for today. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.